Welcome back to the channel. All right, we're going to do the synopsis for the Kabam live stream that was January 31st. This was an insane amount of information, and they somehow did it in barely over an hour. I'm going to save the editorializing, that is the word. I'm going to be live streaming pretty soon after this video goes live. We're just going to get you the information, okay? If you want to hear my thoughts and share your thoughts with me, come to the live stream. Here we go. There's a ton in this. The first one was they're changing how they did the giveaways. I said I wasn't going to editorialize. I like this though. I might give a thumb up or a thumb down on stuff. You don't even have to be on Twitch anymore. This was pretty cool. You know, I think the live streams are great now. Go check them out. But hey, watch my videos too when you can. Next was they're obviously running something with the Brave New World movie coming out. This is a login calendar. You can see Red Hulk, Cap, Sam Wilson there. I think this is going to be up to a 6-star. So if you haven't been in the game for a while, make sure you log in. It's going to start February 14th. There's actually even an earlier calendar where I think you can get Stark Spider-Man, Hulk, and OG Iron Man. If you haven't played the game in a while, they are all phenomenal. 2 of them got buffs. One's always been phenomenal. So make sure you log back in, get those free champions, and then on February 14th through March 31st, log in, get these free champions here. I believe it is up to a 6-star based on the previous calendar as well. Next, they talked about the side quests for upcoming next month. I really like this. You can kind of see the rewards and things there. I don't think anything's too different, except that there's like no tokens. They're going back to the simplicity of it. You know, I love stuff like that. Thumbs up. Said I wouldn't editorialize, but there it is. Next, they introduced the new champions. This is Zola. Does seem really, really cool. And I want to call out there, you see that special lock there. There's also sleep, disintegration, and the special lock here. We'll move to the next image here. This is really cool. This is actually a pre-fight, and they did play live. Mike played live on stream, and the damage seems to be, if you're going to go with the special 1 lock, it was really interesting. You want to see how this works out. I'll be doing a new champion video on this, and you can see it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. It is very cool, and then you can see that there's actually the special 2 lock, which seems like not maybe as much damage, upping the utility though, especially for those champions. You're like, I don't want you throwing that unblockable special 2 that's going to ruin my life. Very excited about Zola. The next champion that will be coming to the game is, I think his name is Joaquin Torres. He's going to be the new Falcon. A bit of an Enchantress counter here due to having Debilitate. They did mention though, that only can get up to 2 of those Debilitates. So this isn't going to be like a hard shutdown. Didn't mean to go that one just yet. They did do gameplay, and they talked about how he's not going to gain the Dex buff from Precision, and the pre-release bundle for him will be on February 18th. The pre-release bundle for Zola will be February 6th. Now let's get to that beautiful photo there, that beautiful man. This is, I'm sorry, I wasn't fast enough to get the screenshot of the Daily Super Event 2.0. What it is, and I got, because Mike was talking about it, right? And he did a great job, that guy. But it's now going to be live on the homepage of playing the game. So you don't, and I know this is a thing, it wasn't like a huge deal, but I was like, it's just cool that you can just see your progress on the Daily Super Event as you play from the home screen. You don't have to go to the events page and check in and see how many more points. Just going to be right there. I really like that. You know, I love the Super Daily event, so I'm pumped up on that. Now let's get to the next thing. The incursions are going to be the Deathless Saga incursions. The thing that stood out to me was the 7-star Deathless Sig Stones. That's a big deal. So like if you're like me and you still haven't totally finished all the Karinas, I'm about to get there. I'm going to put all the Deathless Sig Stones into Thanos. Not going to use my generic Sig Stones. Not going to use my class ones. And if you already did do that, don't worry. Deathless She-Hulk is a phenomenal option. And we're seeing people do incredible things with Deathless Guillotine too. So that's pretty cool. You're going to have uses for those no matter what. And then we'll move to the next slide. You can see the slide here. This is also about the Deathless incursions. The big thing that I wanted to point out to kind of like make sure everyone feels okay about it, because I heard this, I was like, that's awesome, is you don't have to have the Deathless champions, right? You can see there's some tags there, Sugar Pill or Decay, you can use them as well. They're aware. Not everyone's got the Deathless champions. Not everyone's been playing the game that intensely for the last year. A lot of new players come along. You don't have to use your Deathless to participate in the Deathless incursions. Thumbs up, 2 of them. Next, this is going to be an in-game event. You can see the listing there for next month. There's going to be a BG's event. They're calling it the Bromance. That's cool. I mean, get in with that. You see Cap, the various Captain Americas there. Looks like a fun thing. It's through Battlegrounds. I believe they said it's going to be during the off season, not during the actual season. So let's get that confirmed. But I think looks like a lot of fun. Profile pictures. Let's have a good time. Get some more trophy tokens, that sort of thing. This is a massive change in the game, like massive. We're going to take a second to talk about this, okay? And because I know a lot of you are like, what is this? So they're calling this the Premium Crystal Parade. And we'll on the final slide after this, you can see it is going to be tested on 3 different pools. Essentially what it's going to do is that you will eventually get to guarantee a 7-star champion. I'm going to use the term a pity system, but please make sure that this won't necessarily exactly line up with a pity system that maybe you've experienced in other games. This is going to be different. Every 30 crystals will guarantee a 7-star. Now, the 7-star pool has grown tremendously, so that doesn't mean they're going to be great, but at least it means it's going to be a 7-star. Every 200 crystals opened will guarantee a featured 7-star. So if you open up the featured Valiant crystal for Luke Cage, and you open up 200, which I understand is a lot, but if you look at the drop rates, this is significantly better than the drop rates. You're guaranteed to get the featured 7-star for whatever featured crystal. They are going to be running this with Hood, Luke Cage, and Nova. And they were also very clear to point out, and I appreciate that they did this, that the crystals will reset, okay? In case that was a weird edit, the crystals will reset. So, you know, if you do the 30, I guess, and then you get the 7-star, you didn't have to open up another 30 to guarantee the 7-star. It doesn't seem like it'll preclude a 7-star from showing up, but they reset when the 7-stars do show up. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then the last bullet point there is it says that it does count, it carries over between the crystal pools. So that's pretty cool to see how that will play out. And then last but not least, they are asking for feedback. You know me, don't come in hot. Just give them your honest thoughts and opinions on this on the forum, on the Discord. 60 crystals for 7-star or 10 for a 6-star on the featured Paragon. And they are testing this with pools of Luke Cage, the Hood, and Nova. Like I said, come on live stream, ask me my thoughts on this one if you're interested. I'm very interested in your thoughts here, though, if you can't attend the live stream on this video. Next, there is going to be a Valentine's Day event. I assume it will go live on Valentine's Day itself, which I do believe is on a Friday the 14th. All of the champions will be available as 7-star, so it'll be the first introduction of Iceman. I think that's going to do wonders for his value in game coming up as a 7-star. Regular She-Hulk, which is cool in my opinion. It's the Ultron that I really see there. Got my eyes going. 7-star Awakening gems will be available in the sale, plus a 2-3 7-star gem. So this is a relatively decent size sale. It's not a nothing. And that is the wrong slide. Actually, it was the correct slide, silly goose that I am. There's the Love and War box. I think this sounds maybe familiar to the box we just had for the December event in the Guardians, that gotcha thing. I did not hear specifically that said, though, so keep that in mind. There is going to be a milestone track on the web store, so always go to the web store for this stuff if you can. You get more for your money there. And then there's going to be health pots and potions, which I understand. You're like, okay. No, literally, I'm still using them for my Karina's challenges. And it's from like a Valentine's sale that I believe was 2 years ago. They're great. They don't count against the rest of your potions and revives. And that won't be why I participate in the sale, but it might be something that makes me think like, okay, I'm getting some pretty good value. And you can see that there's the milestone track in the web store. It says featuring a Titan Nexus crystal. So I'll be excited for that. And yeah, come to the live stream, ask me about it. But in general, I think this looks pretty good. Next, they just reminded everyone that the Summoner Sigil has been updated. I am personally a big fan. I subscribed right away. It feels like incredible value. And they are already iterating on it. They've heard some of the kind of complaints and feedback on the changes. Anytime you take something away from someone, right, they're obviously not going to be excited about it. It might take a while. Even if they ultimately decide it's a good thing, it still sucks to have something taken away. So I'm not saying that's what they're going to change, but they did make it clear. They are aware that people don't love everything about it. They're getting some feedback and they are working on it to improve it. I subscribed right away. And as usual, go through the web store. You get much more bang for your buck that way. All right. Now, this is the thing, right? I mean, all this stuff's been exciting. That would have been enough of a live stream, but we are going to be getting, they're calling it the Epoch of Pain. It's the finale for the EOP. And we're going to talk about Ares for a second here. This is going to be the boss of in-game content going forward, right? At least that's their plan, what they're going to iterate on. I love this concept. You're going to give players something to get semi-comfortable with, but will be updated over time. So it's not going to be the same fight every time we face him. but at least we get to get used to the animations, the general concept, and then they're going to iterate and evolve that. I absolutely love that. One of my biggest issues has always been like, I learned this boss, I fought them the 4 times, you spend a ton of time on it. I really like that. For me, it can sometimes be a frustrating experience. I love that they are doing this. The advice that they're kind of just blatantly giving, and they're being very clear, this guy's going to be absurd. And honestly, he's going to be absurdly difficult, okay? Is that you want to think about how you're going to stay alive and accomplish the asks of the fight, less the traditional damage. Like, how am I going to do my damage? It seems like you're going to do damage basically the longer you stay alive. You're going to gain those persistent vigors, and there will be some reward for continuing to try, which again, I like the idea that you go and you do literally nothing. You feel like you're learning nothing, you're progressing not at all. I like this. It's helpful to a player like myself. And then the other thing they pointed out was that you're going to want to look for his weapon changes. There's going to be a flash of color, which I understand for the colorblind out there. I'm sorry. Like I hope knowing them, they've accounted for that, and they're going to try to do some other things to kind of help people visually pick that up. Learning this will help you identify actions. Now, this is what that Epoch of Pain is going to look like. It's a finale of Eternity of Pain. It's going to go live on February 12th. All fights are in one map, as you can see right here. However, it's split into 4 paths, but at some point you're going to need to do 6 chunks. So to fully explore this, you will need to do this 6 runs, have 6 times. It is locked by gates to try to prevent the whole not filling objectives, right? The whole, how do they word the objectives? Every single week or every other 2 weeks, someone goes in, thinks they fulfill the objectives, finds out they don't. Very frustrating experience. They're trying to help us not do that, essentially. So there will be these gates, there's class runs and those sorts of things. And then, of course, like anything else, the rewards. These rewards were bonkers. I had a feeling this was coming. This is why I've been talking about our first rank 4s. This is why in my account tour recently, I talked about, like, I think it's probably going to be a random gem. For a lot of us like myself, this will definitely be my first rank 4. I'm not even close. But you can see these rewards. The initial completion, you're getting that, what's that, the tier 7 basic. You're getting a generic 2-3. You're getting a Titan. You're getting 3 of the tier 4 alpha. And now, if you fully explore this, and I do expect this to be brutally difficult content, all right, you are going to get a 3-4 random crystal. Right? So it is going to be random, like I predicted, like I thought. It's fitting with what they've done before. It's fine. I'm fine with it. Again, come to my live stream, let me know. A Titan Nexus Crystal, and then a class star 1 of 5. I like that. That's a really cool sign. Again, we'll talk about that on my live stream. And then a generic 7-star Awakening gem. These feel like, without having fully compared them to everything, this feels like the best rewards in the game, at least the most premium. I'm getting a lot out of my current Karina's Challenge. So I'm looking forward to this content. Might even live stream some of it. It is going to go live February 12th. And now let's look at one last thing. That's right, my boy won. Well done to all of you. It looks like 58% of folks who voted did vote for Mr. Knight. I think he's going to be fantastic, phenomenal. I was doing everything I could on Twitter to get people to vote for him, on Blue Sky as well. Talked about it on live stream. If you're like, dude, why him? Come by my live stream. I'll explain it. I'll be happy to talk about it. But honestly, 1, I did love the character, but 2, I do think it's going to be better for the game overall. He's a skilled champion. Looking for some awesome skilled champions to be coming into the game. That was a lot to cover. Like I said, I tried my best not to editorialize too much, but in general, huge thumbs up. If there's one thing though, with the patch notes, you'll see it. Power back boosts have been nerfed. I did a video that will go live. I can tell it went live 6 minutes ago. Go ahead and check that out. Covered it, especially as it's going to affect a champion that you've seen me just recently pull. Be insanely excited to rank up, and none other than my boy Professor X. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how I can improve these. I want to get through them quick. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.